So it's sort of about making, like, looking at what are our skills, deciding out of those skills, what do we really enjoy teaching, and then sort of like tailoring our offer so that we tailor to certain people. And the point is that, like, sometimes I still get calls for, yeah, someone wants to learn like something very specific, and I'll still teach them. I'm not gonna. I'll tell them like upfront, like, I played in marching bands, but I'm not like any sort of master snare drummer with like world class snare drumming technique. But if someone calls me to learn snare drumming technique, I'm going to tell them that. I'm like, I can teach you that, but it's not my thing. So, and what was happening back in the day was that I was not like having all these different types of classes, but it was always just like kind of awkward. And I realized I wasn't like clear about what we did at the studio. So then I went back and created basically an identity for not so much myself. I guess it started with me, but it was more like for what the studio would be. So this is still when it was just me. And so, I basically created, yeah, an identity of like, here's what I want to do with the studio. So I created that, and then it started to attract those people over time. And now it's like people know exactly what they're getting when they come into the studio. We're very clear about it with our presentation, for example, on the website, um, or social media. And also, even in the email that we send when someone wants information, it's like I write that email in a very specific way so that they know like exactly what they're getting when they come in. And that way you get the what are called in the marketing world or the business world, it's like your ideal customers, so that you kind of filter out all those things where you're like, oh well, I do everything, but then you're doing nothing. It's like, jack of all trades, master of none. So that's kind of the idea. That's what I want to talk about today. And um, yeah, so going way back when I started to do this, I was learning this thing called NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming. And it's like this whole philosophy of like reprogramming your brain to change the way you look at your life. So changing all negatives to, like, instead of saying, I used to say, I don't want to be broke anymore. It's because, I'm a musician. It's like I don't make any money at the time, and so I was like, I don't want to be broke anymore. But that's the negative. So instead, it was like, I want to have money so I can buy a house. So now that's like the same thing. It's like, well, I'm definitely not broke, but it's actually, instead of saying I don't want this, it's like I want this. So that's where this sort of like direction started with creating. It's like creating the outside of the studio. I don't want to get all like philosophical and weird. It's like creating the life that you want to live. And then so the purpose of things. But then so I applied that to the studio, and it's like creating the life, the life that you want to live with your teaching if you have a drum studio, so that you can find like the exact people that you want. And that way every day when you show up, it's like you're teaching the people that you want to teach, and then the people who are there, they've chosen you for a reason. So that's the idea. So this comes, let me see if I have the slides ready. Mm-mm-mm. Turn on the screen share. A little bit unprepared today. This is not last week's one I did like 20 times, and this is my first time doing this one, so it's a little bit that's right. So I like using the term frameworks. That's sort of a business speak, and it's just a way that it's like a system basically. So it's like how I practice and stuff too with systems. So that's it, the success through authenticity framework. So basically, yeah, finding like what is it that you're doing, and then sort of communicating that to the world to find the people that you actually want to teach. So this makes our lives better, because then we are doing things that we want to be doing, and not doing things that we kind of want to be doing, which includes teaching, because teaching takes a lot of energy. If we give like one-on-one to someone for an hour a week, and we A, really want them to be there, B, kind of want them to be there, or C, we actually don't want them to be there and we're just doing it for the money. Those those take three different things from us. First of all, if we start with C, if we really don't want to be teaching this person, but we really need the money, but if you do that, say you have 10 hours a week of that, and then you do that for years, that's going to take something from you that is not very positive. It will probably change personality, that kind of thing. And it's probably, maybe we won't feel as fulfilled in our life. B, the other one where it's like we kind of want them to be there. Well, probably enjoy teaching those people and sort of, you know, doing our job and that kind of thing. But if we really want to like enjoy teaching and we show up for work every day and we're like, yes, I'm here and I'm really happy to be here and I love what I'm doing. Maybe it's because those people, those 10 hours a week, or I'm just using 10 as an example, but maybe those 10 hours a week are like the perfect students, whatever that means for you. So for one teacher, it could mean students that practice 6 hours a day and want to be full-time musicians. So this teacher is like, I want to teach professionals. I only want to teach professionals who are super serious, and that's all that I want to do. And when that teacher finds 10 hours a week of that, they're going to be really happy and fulfilled. They're going to see their students blossom into world-class musicians. Another person, I'll use myself as an example. I want to enjoy my life and have as little stress as possible in my life. And I want to, something that's very important for me is that I want my life to be as simple as possible, meaning I don't like unnecessary complexity. So those are the kinds of people that I want to have in my studio, people who are there to have fun and enjoy themselves, but people who are also more just like straight ahead, who don't bring in a lot of like baggage and that kind of thing. So that's what we promote, that we make drumming simple and fun. So that's the type of people that come to the studio. They want it to be easy, which is means that we do teach professionals. I just taught a 2-hour lesson to a guy who practices 20 to 30 hours a week. I just finished that class. He is working his butt off and he is an exceptionally talented drummer. I teach him every week. It's been almost 3 years, 2-hour class every week. So I still get really serious students, but he is here because he enjoys it and he loves it. And so that's what I put into my teaching. And so then it ends up that those are the types of peoples that get attracted to our studio. So that's basically a huge intro to this. But there's some steps to this, and going through each of these can really help to find the right students. Yeah, I will preface this by saying that this is more of a long-term thing. So it's not like you can go through all these steps in 2 or 3 hours and then tomorrow you're going to just find like the perfect students. So if you have to pay your rent and you are eating bread but can't afford butter, it's just find some students. Go through the framework I taught last week and just find students, and then work on getting the ideal ones. Work on this as like a long game, you know. But if you already have enough students, say you're teaching again 10 hours a week, because that's probably about how much we need to do to just cover like our basic cost of living. Then you can kind of take some time to fine tune what you offer, who you are, and how you present yourself. In order, once you get more students or the old ones quit and you bring in new people, then you're sort of like slowly going into your dream students. I put identify your dream audience, I guess dream student, but anyways. So yeah, so there's uncover your authentic story. So that's finding out, sort of looking a little bit into yourself and finding out why are you teaching, like what's the whole point of this, why do you want to teach people. Is it for like a specific reason, like you want to share a love for music? Is it I want to train really high level musicians, or is it just like I just want to make as much money as possible? That could be a reason. Then you probably promote to the affluent people, you know. But yeah, uncovering your really authentic story, and then identifying your dream audience. So I actually put a name to my dream student, I don't know why I thought of this, but my dream student's name is Alex Taylor. So I even put a name to this person because I thought about who do I want to teach, and so I wanted to put a name and like a face to them, so that when I do things, I think about that person, and I think about wanting to attract them to my studio. So that's identifying your dream audience. You can also make a dream parent too, or a dream kid student. Those two things kind of can be. It's a little bit different because you want to attract the right parent. They're the ones who's going to pay your bills and support the kid if you're teaching them, but you also want to attract the right students. So then the kid who you're teaching has to be a good student. So there's a little bit more nuance when it's with teaching kids. Create and share authentic content. So that can be, you know, social media, your website, that kind of thing. Build trust through connection. So that's just like presenting yourself as a person and sort of getting, being like this, talking on video, that kind of thing. So people get to know you. Solve problems authentically. So that's putting out content that's like lesson videos and stuff, but of things that you really know well. So I'm like a paradiddle addict. I go to Paradiddles Anonymous every week. That's a joke. But so one of my main things is I actually have a book that I did on paradiddles. So it's like, I don't know, 18, 20 pages just with the single paradiddle. It's every single way of looking, well, there's a million ways, but it's a bunch of ways. So I do stuff like that. I work like I share content about like how to play paradiddles and stuff like that. So scale while staying authentic. So that's it. Always maintaining your values, what you want, and what are your goals with your teaching. And then inspiring action through your tribe. That's like the community part. So that's last week when I talked about the passion to profit framework. The last part was community, and I said that that's kind of like one of my main focuses is building community at our studio. So that's that part, the action, inspire action through your tribe. So it's sort of getting students to, even when you share things, like if they really love what you're doing, they're going to comment, they're going to ask about it in the class, they're going to talk about it, they're going to share it, that kind of thing. And then also having events for the students, like we have drum karaoke, we call it drumayoke. So we have that once a month, and so our adult students come and they play to their favorite songs, and everybody supports each other and cheers and claps, even if they're beginner or they're advanced. And then that creates a community. And then all of a sudden people are talking about and bringing their friends to this, and people hear about it. So that's the last part, is inspire action through your tribe. So yeah, authenticity comes from experience. So your you find out like what are your skills. This can come from, I want to do a worksheet for this, but I haven't finished it yet. But basically writing down, what are your strengths, what are the really things that you really know at drums. It could be a genre like fusion drumming. You're like, I know fusion drumming inside and out. I know all the main drummers, I know the key albums, I know the main grooves, I know the intros to all these different songs, like, from this one that Gary Novak did, or Vinnie Colaiuta on, Nightcrawler. It's like, I know all of fusion drumming. That's my strength. My singles and doubles just kill. Singles and doubles, so I can teach single stroke and double stroke application around the drums. My flams, not flams, I know, but it's not really my thing. I know a couple flam rudiments, so maybe I won't do stuff on flams. Like when I promote the studio, it'd be like improve single and double speed. Okay, so now we got fusion drummers, singles and doubles. What else do I know? Oh, I have a method that I use to teach learning songs that really simplifies it. Okay, so I'm going to teach my unique method for how to learn songs and make it as easy as possible. So now we have a few things that we can offer. And so then that's about writing that down, and then that builds what we are doing. And also things like I said at the beginning, why do I teach drums? Okay, it's for me it's that I just want to share my love for drumming. I'm super passionate. I've been playing drums for 30 years. and it's never gone away. I'm still obsessed with every time I'm staring at the wall eating lunch or something with my girlfriend, she says drums, and I go, yeah. It's like if I'm just zoned out, I still am just thinking about like some application of a polyrhythmic idea or something. So that's for me, it's sharing my passion and making it simple and fun for people because I like things to be as simple and clear as possible. So it's putting all of this stuff down on paper. Again, I did this through neurolinguistic programming, so I got a book on it. I went through all these exercises for my life, and then I applied it to my studio. So if you want to go real crazy, you can check out NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. I can probably find the book that I used. It was a long time ago, and I went through a bunch of books on NLP, so I don't remember which one it was specifically. But it was an audiobook on Audible, and I probably just bought the one with the most downloads or something, or the most reviews. So, that's where it started for me.